Here's the deal. I've somehow managed to avoid all of the Kendrick Drake drama up to this point. I like Kendrick, I like Drake. Kendrick a little more than Drake. In fact, I've seen Kendrick in concert, so I'm probably a little biased, but I'm excited to see what happened. As someone who enjoys rap music, enjoys drama, and has heard some crazy things about this, I knew I needed to get to the bottom of it. So I had my trusty Cants put together a list of all of the songs, all the diss tracks, some of the context for the original drama, and I'm gonna listen to them right now for the first time ever, give you my reactions, along with the Genius articles, maybe go in depth on a few lines, figure out some things I don't understand, and we're gonna solve it. Who actually won the beef? Can you start by explaining who Kendrick and Drake are? If you're that far off, this is going to be an issue. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start at the beginning. And I'm not talking about my introduction to rap. I'm talking about a song by Big Sean called Control that features Kendrick Lamar and Jay Electronica. This is the start of the beef, because before this, it felt like Kendrick and Drake were friends. They were whatever. Obviously, both of them are like big in the culture, but Kendrick had something to say. The Control verse, I feel like when it came out, people were talking about it in the same way that they were talking about like Ether and No Vaseline and stuff like that. Who knows if it aged that appropriately, but I like it.
About who's the best MC, Kendrick, Jigga, and Nas. I'm usually homeboys with the same niggas I'm rhyming with, but this is hip hop and them niggas should know what time it is. And that goes for Jamaica, Big Crit, Wale, Pusha T, Meek Mills, A$AP Rocky, Drake.
There it is. This is the beginning of the beef, and this came out over 10 years ago. This is the start. Also, I was, dude, I don't know why I'm only thinking about ways to embarrass myself in this, but I was such a Big Sean fan. That was the only music I bumped while working out at Planet Fitness in college. I just want to give you guys context for who is doing this dive, because this is who I am. This is not like super hardcore rap fan does a deep dive. This is Nathan, One Night Stand Stanz, talks about his history and listens to these songs. You know what I mean? So that was it. And obviously Drake's going to say something because he is one of the, 10, 20 people that Kendrick mentioned on this verse, saying that like, hey, I like you guys as people, but you're not me. You're never going to be me. And I'm here to raise the bar in rap. Like, I am the one. Drake said, I didn't really have anything to say about it, which is a funny thing to say about it before you're going to say something else about it. It just sounded like an ambitious thought to me. That's all it was. I know good and well that Kendrick's not murdering me at all in any platform. So when that day presents itself, I guess we can revisit the topic. Looking back at this, it's a little funny to see that, like, I guess we can revisit the topic because we are currently in the middle of revisiting the topic. Here's a Drake interview about him talking about Control and K-Dot. Let's check it out.
He's the new guy to love. And of course, I mean, rightfully so. He's super talented, you know, but thank you. But he's like, you know, he is the underdog that's extremely hungry, you know what I'm saying?
Drake freaks me out because depending on who he's talking to, and everyone code switches a little bit, but man, I feel like Drake has like 7 split personalities, and maybe one of them is a pedophile. But like, no matter who he's talking to, he like does certain slang from like where they're from, and it's like, Drake, blah, blah, blah.
He's giving people like moments, you know, like that verse was a moment to talk about. Are you listening to it now at this point in time? Okay. And then it was
damn, okay.
It's real cool for like, you know, a couple weeks. But like if I asked you, for example, like how does that verse start?
Everyone was weighing in on this. We've got a clip of Barack Obama weighing in on it.
If Drake and Kendrick Lamar got in a rap battle, who do you think would win?
Got to go with Kendrick.
No debate. He doesn't even do the presidential thing of like, oh, well, both of these guys are great artists and both of them have done so much for the culture. No, he just literally is like, oh, he's already pointing before the question is over. He's like, there's not even close here, right?
I think Drake is an outstanding entertainer, but Kendrick, his lyrics, his last album was outstanding.
Excellent, all right.
Best album, I think, last year.
All right, so we saw that interview with Drake. There were jabs from these guys at each other for truly years until Drake and J. Cole collabed on First Person Shooter, and J. Cole said this.
Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league.
Dude, I love putting yourself in those kinds of arguments. Dude, check me out. It's like, yeah, we're arguing who's the best. Ludwig, Atriarch, or me? Dude, straight up, I am J. Cole in this. Come on. People actually like J. Cole. I am someone else in this. K-Dot responds to this with a feature on Future and Metro Boomin's record, Like That. Evidently, he's literally applying to the line from First Person Shooter as he references the big three.
Motherfuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me. Best work is a light pack. Nigga, Prince outlived Mike Jack. Nigga,
Fuck the big three, it's just big me is actually so sick. I know it's simple. There's like not much there, but man, you can feel it. One other thing that he does there is he compares Drake to Michael Jackson and him to Prince. And people were saying that like, yeah, like Prince was a better artist and he was like more for the culture, doing it for longer and stuff like that. But now that we've gotten to the modern allegations, it's like, shit, was he saying Drake's a child molester? J. Cole was the first to respond to this in 7-Minute Drill, which is aimed at Kendrick. He says,
Still doing shows, but fell off like The Simpsons. Your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. If he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing him.
saying that if Kendrick wasn't dissing, we wouldn't be discussing him is fucking crazy to me. All right, so now you've heard it. It's fine. You might have noticed that this is just on like a channel Vibe Music. This is somewhere else. J. Cole went on to, 2 days later, 3 days later, say this.
So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part.
Huh?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to
It's crazy because I remember making fun of him at this point and being like, this is so fucking lame, dude. It's just a song, leave it out. Looks like a genius. At this point, it's better to look like a little bit of an asshole and a loser early on and not have gotten into it. Yeah, it's funny now. Looking back, it's like, holy shit, he did it. J. Cole survived. He waved the flag. He's like, all right, man, I'm out. I love you both.
I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone?
It goes even farther than just like dipping out.
I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago.
So as we said, J. Cole dipped out. Now, we didn't know at the time that this was going to be seen as like a Gigabrain move. And we were laughing at him. We were embarrassed. We were like, dude, what are you doing? This is like rap beef. This is what happens. This is what goes on. But we're about to see, as we move on to the actual diss tracks, that this reaches a level never before seen in my lifetime. I've never listened to these before. This is the one that started it all. This is Push Ups by Drake. Are you ready? I haven't listened to anything from this. I don't know at all. No, I'm checking it out.
How the fuck you big stepping with a size 7 man's on?
Okay, Kendrick is small, which if you don't know, Kendrick is actually kind of like a small dude.
Maroon 5 need a verse, you better make it witty. Then we need a verse for the switch.
Did he write something for Maroon 5? Drake clowns Kendrick Lamar for catering to the mainstream by making reference to his features on Bad Blood Remix and Don't Wanna Know by mainstream pop acts Taylor Swift and Maroon 5. I honestly didn't even know that. From Drake's perspective, this is important to point out since Kendrick is widely considered to be the savior of real hip-hop, while Drake's music has been criticized for prioritizing mainstream appeal over quality. It's pretty ass too, one of his best disses. All right, fair.
Now you ain't in no big three. SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Savage got you wiped down. I'm at the top of the mountain, so you tight now.
At this point, there might still be, right? But there's people that truly believe Drake is the best rapper in the world, right? So when he says he's at the top of the mountain, he is getting feedback from an audience that's like, fuck yeah, dog.
I be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
Whitney is Kendrick's wife. Yeah. That's why I was checking it out. Sorry. I was just opening it. I'm learning in the moment here. To flex his security, Drake likens himself to pop icon and actress Whitney Houston, who starred in 1992 romance film The Bodyguard. This could also be a jab at Whitney Alford, the wife of Kendrick Lamar. She's featured on the cover of his 2022 album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. That line is wilder now. Is it? How's that line wilder now? They aren't married, which is relevant later on. Got it. You'll see. I'll see. Hey, I'll see.
I don't care what Cole think that dot shit was weak as fuck.
Oh, J. Cole's like, hey, guys, I'm out of this one. Drake goes, fuck this guy. I don't care what he said. I'm still in.
Begging Casa not, boy, you not fucking beating us. No.
That's crazy. It's just crazy to get a call out. Can you imagine? Me and Kai, we are the same.
Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the card. I was really trying to keep it PG.
Were you? What did you think? Chat. Can I say it? It's not bad. It's good. I like the beat a lot. It's a good song mid-diss, I feel. Yeah, I think the diss is not that good. Like the things that I'm remembering, obviously calling out, I was going to say his wife, but his partner. saying he's a small man. I actually think the thing that is most true to Drake and the thing that probably is the most validating is being like, wait, what are you making fun of me for doing pop music? Like you're doing these songs with Taylor Swift, you're doing these songs with Maroon 5, like we are the same. And that would probably be the most like scathing thing to Kendrick, right? It's funny because Kance listened to this beforehand as he was like checking it out. And as a music aficionado, he said, most of the disses are bland and boring. After this, Drake actually released twice. He did a double text. He did the tailor-made freestyle that he only put on Instagram. Am I understanding this correctly? Oh, people are saying, oh God, is this worse? Now, all I know about this is it says Tupac AI and Snoop Dogg AI. Oh no, it's much worse.
Does rise again. You can see it in my eyes again.
I mean, famously, Kendrick had the Tupac voice on To Pimp a Butterfly, so maybe there's something there. It does feel fucking weird to me, man. Yeah, the Tupac To Pimp a Butterfly interview was much more tasteful. But again, this is a diss that maybe was made quickly versus an album that was worked on for a while. I'm a Kendrick fan. You're not gonna fucking. I hear you. Wait, is he gonna be Tupac the whole time? No. Oh, I thought it was just like a little intro, just like a tag.
Kendrick, we need ya. The West Coast savior. Ain't great in your name.
Does this not feel like some kid on YouTube just made this? Someone made an AI cover of me doing like Jason Mraz, and that's what this feels like. It feels like the Chug Jug With You kid could have made this, like very easily.
The man, call him a bitch for me.
It's also, not to make this like really getting into it, but what do you call it? It's a straw man, right? Like pretending to be Tupac talking to Kendrick means that you can make arguments about yourself that you can then respond to. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh yeah, this is, it's because he's Canadian. Oh, it's because he's light skinned and stuff like this. It's a little bit, I mean, it'd be unfair in a real debate. Not that that matters.
Talk about him liking young girls as a kid for me.
Yeah, also, for those of you that don't know, maybe people who watch me don't know about Tupac, he dead. So it's using a dead guy's voice.
In that case, there's nothing left to say. I just pass it to Snoop.
That's yo.
Dude, this is fucking crazy. This is crazy. It's like, what do you call it when you have voices in your head? I'm going to say it. As like I'm not a theater kid, but I feel like culturally I'm in that way. Like I think it's so funny that Drake is essentially playing with dolls right now, right? Hey, I fucking hate Kendrick Lamar. My name's Tupac. Yeah, I hate Kendrick Lamar too. It's so fucking funny.
You posted up without a clue of what the fuck you about to do.
Yeah.
All right, so Drake has now set it up. Two huge inspirations for Kendrick. Two of the biggest people in West Coast rap historically are like doubting him or saying no. And then Drake would come in with like presumably a kill shot. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're right. The people that are West Coast rappers that should be on your side, they don't like you, man. And then he's gonna hit it. Let's see what he does.
Let my fucking bowel move. Shitting on you niggas from a whole different altitude. High up in the sky.
It's so corny, but I kind of like it. That's unfair. It's unfair.
Cause Taylor Swift is your new top. And if you about to drop, she gotta approve. Hate all you corporate industry puppets. I'm not in the mood. I love it when you
That's crazy. Saying that Kendrick is the corporate industry puppet and not Drake.
I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve.
That's like the third time. Drake had two ready, right? He put this one up right after he put up, what was it called? Push-ups. And so saying like, hey, where you at? Where you at? Are you going to take a week? You can take a long ass time. Knowing that Kendrick has released a lot of diss tracks since then, even though I haven't heard them, this feels like poking the bear. You know what I mean? He fucked around and found out.
What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you. Shout out to Taylor Swift.
If he did AI Taylor Swift voice, I would have died. I think he should have. I think you should go all in for a penny, in for a pound.
You know, I moved my album when she dropped. I said that already.
Wait, that does kind of like, I feel like cut off his point here, right? When he's like, yeah, honestly, Taylor Swift is kind of a big deal. I moved my album when she dropped. So if she's telling you like, hey, come work on my shit, I get it, bro.
Shit better be crazy. We waiting on you.
Now, it did take a while because Push-Ups came out April 19th, Tailor-Made Freestyle came out April 19th, and the next song in the saga, Euphoria, came out on April 30th, which means I think there's some expectations, right? If a song takes longer to come out, you're like, all right, he's going to have some shit here. And from what I understand, he does have some shit here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it.
Euphoria.
That is everything they say about me is true. Backwards.
Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence.
Did not expect it to start like this.
Fabricate stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale. A pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the tails on you now.
Damn, doing like R&B in a rap beef against Drake, who people kind of like clown on for not doing rap and doing like hip hop and R&B style, is such an interesting choice that I really fucking like.
I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em.
Even saying I make music that electrify him, you make music that pacify him during like a song that is extremely chill. It's so sick.
But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
That's actually such a hard line. It's like, hey, you don't want to do this. Like, you're lying about me. I'm going to reveal to the people all the things that I actually know about you.
Have you ever paid $500,000 like to an open case?
A lot of people don't know it. This one's about Counter-Strike cases. It's true. Kendrick loves Counter-Strike, dude.
The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes.
Damn. The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today I'll show you I learned from those mistakes. He's saying he went too soft. He's saying, all right, I didn't do it last time. I learned from my mistake. We're going to go nuts now.
I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nigga make Pac turn in his grave.
All right, so now we know that it's like, hey, this is an actual response. This is not just something that you had in the chamber.
I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly.
I don't know that one. In 2019, YNW Melly was charged with the double murder of two fellow rappers closely affiliated with his music collective. Yeah, sheesh. He's saying, I hope they're my real friends. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking kill them.
Say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress.
This is the only part of the song I've heard from social media until today. I feel like I've heard this 100 times.
Notice I said we. It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling. Let your core audience stomach that. Then tell them where you get your abs from.
Drake has fake abs.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress.
I love that the chorus is just, I hate everything about you. Yeah, I do feel like every third of this could have been its own.
I got a son to raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that. Giving them tools to walk through life like day by day. Know nothing about that. Teaching them morals and taking them.
I know everyone has already made this, but it's like, all I can think about is J. Cole. And it's like, damn, dude. I think J. Cole won the beef. Could you imagine having to listen to 6.5 minutes about like everything that you probably hate about yourself? Fuck.
We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. Stop.
That's crazy. I don't feel so good. That is, I'll say it's so much worse than I thought it was going to be. That is maybe, I assumed it was going to be kind of close. I remember at this time seeing tweets that were like, excuse me, Drake did really good and Kendrick's response wasn't even that good. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I'm not even ready. Are you kidding me? This is fantastic. It's like 3 different beats, all of them different, all of them funny, all of them interesting. Oh, we haven't even started. This is a 1 on the scale? No. I just feel like it's already so good. Am I right to understand that Kendrick went back to back here with 616 in LA? 616 is really just like a It Can Get Worse track. It dropped 2 days after Kendrick's last diss, which was May 3rd. Whole track feels like a warning. Art is a glove, a zoomed in cropped version of a pic we will see later, and the track was never officially released, only posted on Instagram, just like Drake's second song. Taylor Swift producer on this? Really? Actually? Timeline is important. This releases Friday AM. Drake responds Friday night, and then Kendrick responds 30 minutes after that. Hey, we'll get there. Who
can reach us? Only God can teleport this type of freedom. God.
Actually, such a sick beat.
My confession is yours, but who am I if I don't go to war?
Have you guys seen that Mike Tyson clip where he says, I don't know if it's this exact line, but it's something similar, which is like, who am I if I don't go to war? Where Mike Tyson is being interviewed and he's crying and he's like, who am I if I'm not a fucking boxer? That shit's crazy. I mean, Drake did ask for it.
I can trust. Timid so
And he also said, why are you taking so long? But that was before he got hit with 6.5 minutes of Euphoria.
Ain't no brownie points will beat in your chest, harassing ant.
Kendrick Lamar is standing up for his manager, Anthony Ant Saleh, who Drake suddenly dragged into drama. Awaiting Lamar's response to push-ups, Drake uploaded 2 photos of Ant to his Instagram story. One depicting Ant with OVO bags in hand, the other being a close-up selfie of him. Yeah, we are not getting into a lot of the outside of the music stuff here, because a lot of this was, hey, what is my unfettered opinion on the music? But there was stuff going on social media at the time.
Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me?
This is something I've seen a lot. Again, I haven't listened to the music, but I've seen so many memes of oh, there's a mole in OVO. Holy shit, Kendrick's getting insider information. And this seems to be the first line in all of that where it's addressed, right? Here, Kendrick uses the game to allege that OVO Sound, Drake's own label, is compromised to be against him. It should be noted that Drake's had a controversial history of not promoting his signees, leading to a list of commercially failed careers under the label. I did not actually know that. Furthermore, many of Drake's biggest collaborators in general have turned against him. Rick Ross, The Weeknd, Future, Metro Boomin, and more have all taken shots at Drake throughout this feud. I mean, if people who have worked with you don't fuck with you, that does say something.
If you were street smart, then you would have caught that your entourage is only to hustle you.
Okay, so it seems like most of this is about the whole hey, I've got someone in OVO and your own friends don't fuck with you, which hurts to hear no matter what. You don't have to be a rapper to hear your friends don't fuck with you and get sad.
Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
There's so many Michael Jackson references in all of this. From wearing Michael Jackson's iconic white glove in the music video for First Person Shooter to mimicking the pop star's dance moves in the music video for Way Too Sexy, Drake has held MJ in reverence throughout his career. Kendrick has brought up MJ in the beat before, telling Drake that he sees himself as the prince to Drake's MJ in Like That. Kendrick references Michael Jackson's single, You Are Not Alone, and may also mirror the titles of both, What Would Meek Do by Pusha T and What Would Pluto Do by Drake himself. It's highly interesting to note that You Are Not Alone was composed and written by R. Kelly, thus doubling down on Drake's alleged inclination towards young women. I would have never gotten there. I liked it. I liked it not as much as Euphoria, but I think it's good. People were saying Drake's first one was meant to be a song as well, but I feel like all of Kendrick's have been good as standalone songs in general. Now, someone in chat called this out earlier. This came out May 3rd in the AM. Then Drake released Family Matters right after this, right? This is the same day. Number one note on this from Kant, this track was a mistake, Lamau. And the Drake keeps going after people not directly addressing Kendrick. Another mistake.
You mentioned my seed and I deal with his dad.
Talking about Adonis is also crazy. You mentioned my seed and I deal with his dad because Kendrick brought up that hey, you don't take care of your son, I take care of my son. This is a big difference between us as men and as people. And so Drake's saying, hey, you brought him up, well now I'm actually coming for you.
Nigga Cole loses sleep on this, it ain't me.
It's so funny to me that Kendrick hasn't mentioned Cole one time and Drake has brought Cole back into it twice, where he's yeah, Cole's a wiener, but I'm not. It's come on, man, stop doing this to me. Stop doing this to me.
Like you about to get the slaves freed. You just acting like an activist. It's make believe. Don't even go back to your hood and plant on money trees.
Oh, wait, that kind of goes hard. That's sick. Money Tree is actually my favorite Kendrick Lamar song. Drake references the famous Kendrick track Money Trees while also stating that Kendrick has never actually given out any type of financial support to Compton, a place that has been integral to his life and discography theme. Despite this, Kendrick has personally donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to support sports programs, after-school programs, and music programs in the Compton Unified School District to help keep Compton students off the streets and in the classroom. Not to mention being given the key to the city by the mayor of Compton in 2016. Ooh, okay. Feels like it's just not true. He did get community noted straight up in the middle of his diss. He made it up. I don't know why this is happening, but I like when Drake makes things up. Maybe it's because to me, Kendrick is the Harlem Globetrotters and Drake is the Washington Generals. What are they called? He is meant to get clowned on. He is meant to be built himself up and lie about things so that Kendrick can say these things about him. Always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed. Drake alleges that Kendrick's signature subject matter of black empowerment, most notably woven into his 2015 opus To Pimp a Butterfly, is more of a shallow aesthetic than anything. Which to me is a crazy thing because To Pimp a Butterfly is about Kendrick reconciling these thoughts with himself, right? Coming from Compton, getting famous, the people he's with now, the people he was with then, understanding black history, going to Africa. It's more introspective than external. And so saying that you weren't doing anything is crazy to me because what he was doing was reconciling these thoughts in his head. I don't know. It feels like Drake didn't listen to it. They also they make such different music that to me, it wouldn't surprise me if Drake didn't really fuck with it. He didn't get it, you know?
I've been with black and white and everything that's in between.
I have a lot of sex, by the way. My name is Drake. I like to have sex with adult women. That's who I like to have sex with.
Shit, I wanna know what Whitney need. All that puppy love was over in y'all late.
Remember, Whitney is Kendrick's partner.
Your baby mama Cashman's always screaming, save me. You did it dirty all your life, you tryna make peace.
Drake references infidelity. Oh, this is unreviewed. Infidelity of Kendrick with his wife, a topic that was discussed heavily on the last full-length album of Kendrick so far, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which I gotta be honest with you, I only listened to it like 2 times, maybe 3 times.
That one of them little kids might be day free.
Here, Drake claims that one of Kendrick Lamar's 2 children's father may actually be Dave Free, claiming he slept and impregnated Kendrick's wife, Whitney. Dave Free is a childhood friend and right-hand man of Kendrick, co-founding creative company and label PG Lang together. Interesting. It's his manager and friend.
These bars go over Kenny head no matter what I say. I know you.
That's crazy to me. Double on trying to hear that Kendrick will not get Drake's lyrics because 1, he doesn't understand their meaning, and 2, he's small. He's a small man. Get it? But I feel like Drake's never had a bar that was like hard to understand, right? For Kendrick. Yeah, it's just like a short Lamau. Manlet joke.
Almost started reaching for my ways.
Drake, you don't carry a gun. We almost started reaching. Oh man, they had to hold me back. Drake's doing the classic, my people had to hold me back, you know?
That one hoe, we ain't even fuck, I just lip lock with her. I get that.
Ooh, who's he talking about? Drake is referencing model Bella Hadid, The Weeknd's ex who ended up with Drake shortly after Abel broke up with her. This was potentially why they started beefing since 2019. However, he could also be referencing Future, who apparently has beef with Drake at the moment due to a girl as well. Interesting. Drake won't shut up about everyone else. Kendrick ain't the main character. Yeah.
Weekend music getting played in all the spots where boys got a little more pride. That's why all your friends dip into Atlanta paying just to find a tour guide.
That's crazy. He's saying gay people like The Weeknd's music? Is that what he's saying? Hey, I'll say it. I like The Weeknd's music. Atlanta is a notably popular LGBTQ plus friendly city, referred to as a gay capital or sanctuary to the LGBTQ plus community. All right, man. That's just a you gay bar.
Me and Savage had the hose dripping wet at shows, almost had to swim to it.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. That's crazy.
Ross calling me the white boy and the shit kind of got a ring to it. Cause all these rappers...
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was like, wait, without the next line, I was like, wait, what?
Waving white flags while the whole fucking club sing to it. Murder...
Yeah, everyone calls him out for being white. And he's like, well, that's kind of nice. Well, that'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? But then he's talking about white flags. Fair enough. Part 3.
Where's your uncle at? Cause I wanna talk to the man of the house.
This bar could be a reference to Kendrick's track Auntie Diaries off his most recent album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. In this song, Kendrick tells the story of how his aunt transitioned into becoming his uncle. It was famous on the internet. People have probably heard about it. Drake is mocking Kendrick, saying that his transgender uncle is more masculine than Kendrick. This is crazy. Because the whole song is about Kendrick realizing that like how he thought before was wrong and shit like that. It's just a crazy it's just a transphobic line. Like, yeah, wild.
You right about fuck the big 3. It's only Big D in this video proof.
Because of Drake's dick. That's crazy.
When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she bigger than you?
Ooh. Kendrick Lamar, who is 1.65 meters tall, is significantly shorter than his longtime partner, Whitney Alford. Drake asserts that Lamar assaulted Alford after discovering her infidelity, which becomes a reoccurring theme, right?
This shit gotta be over by now for anyone out here that's calling it right. You're dead.
I don't know. Calling it early, I feel like is always cringe, you know? You're kind of predicting that the guy's response is going to be bad so that your line looked good, but it just seems like a little risky to me. I'm going to say it. All the stuff Drake has done in this has been better than I assumed it would be. I thought it would be way worse.
They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen.
This is, I think, supposed to be like the biggest drop, right? You hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted ain't what it seemed. You're dead. You beat your wife. You talk about uplifting black women, and this is what you actually do. Which, hey, if there is a smoking gun, is tough. That's tough. If I understand correctly, Kendrick's response dropped minutes after Family Matters came out, taking the wind out of its sails. And if this had more time to breathe, maybe it would have been received better. This is Meet the Grahams. And this is apparently where it kind of goes off the boof. This is supposedly stuff from Drake's dad's briefcase. I'm trying to understand that. If someone can explain it as we go there.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest.
Oh, dude, I really love the like talking to Adonis as a peer. It's almost like a turn your kid against you kind of thing. Like, hey, we are the same. We both got fucked up family, you know?
Never code switch, whether right or wrong. You're a black man.
This is absolutely like a coming at Drake. Code switching, for those of you that don't know, is the practice of alternating between two or more languages or varieties of language in conversation. For example, talking with AAVE and say tough with black friends, but speaking clearly, verbose, and politely with white friends. Whereas I think Drake, Canadian child actor, has been maybe the most famous code switcher in popular culture of the last decade, 2 decades, something like that. You link some supplementary material. Yeah, I watched this and honestly, I didn't keep it in because I was, it just made me uncomfortable. Video of Drake before he was famous dissing Toronto slang and calling it ignorant. It's like, I felt too bad to play this, which is crazy.
Instead of addressing people like the group, like saying like, what are you guys doing? Say man's like you. It's really weird. Yeah, so man's like you are going to that and then just means like the group.
The fact that that angle of Drake is a Dutch angle makes me think that like they knew he was going to get blasted in this.
It's not. It's really ignorant.
Yeah, he has no accent. I mean, this is him really hanging out with people that he theoretically would have been hanging out with. It does feel like Drake's just kind of a yes man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't like that. Sorry, you don't like that? I don't like that either. But I'm sure if he was at a table of other people that were like, yeah, this is like really cool, he'd be like, dude, I love it. Which is what's fucked up about it. And that's why we talk about the code switching.
With them Brazilians, get a gym membership.
And talking about the BBL, the Brazilian butt lift. Kendrick continues to play on the rumors of Drake undergoing ab surgery or even a BBL, which began circulating in April 2021 after he canceled his show at Lollapalooza on the same day as the performance by claiming he had technical problems. However, he was caught hours earlier announcing the cancellation at a nightclub in Miami with 50 Cent. DJ Skrillex was called in to replace Drake's set.
Don't be ashamed, bro.
These are the fake abs.
Can't understand me right now. Just play this when you 18.
Damn, that's actually so sick. That's so sick.
Dear Sandra, your son.
So this is speaking to Sandy Graham, Drake's mother.
Dear Dennis, you gave birth to a master manipulator. Even
Dennis Graham is Drake's father. Supposedly, this is Drake's father's briefcase. Drake has mentioned growing up with an absentee parent, his father having served jail time twice. He's documented his grief in his music. For example, he alludes to the trauma in Look What You've Done.
You raised a horrible fucking person. The nerve.
God damn.
Sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen. Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die.
What the fuck? Holy.
Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualize them with kinks of a nympho fetish.
Okay, I mean, literally just saying, he's like, yeah, he's just like Weinstein. You know what I mean? He's a predator.
He got sex offenders on Hovio that he keep on the money.
Hovio will never fail to make me laugh, even though I think it's like super low level.
And we gotta raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. Fuck a rap battle, he should die so all of these women can live with a purpose.
God damn. It is crazy just being like, yeah, he should die, he should die, he should die, he should die. Kendrick asserts that Drake's relationship with younger women is a concern to parents regarding their daughter's safety. The label Predator focuses on Drake's rumored interest in teenage girls, like his unusually close bond with Millie Bobby Brown when she was underage. Back in 2018, there was a lot of discussion about Drake and Millie Bobby Brown's friendship, which sparked interest due to their age gap. This all started when Millie, just 14 at the time, met Drake at his concert in Brisbane and posted about it on Instagram, calling him fantastic and a great friend. Furthermore, back in 2010, there was a questionable video circulating that pictures Drake kissing a 17-year-old during one of his concerts. After finding out her age, he reportedly said, 17? Why you look like that? You thick, look at all this. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest. Jesus Christ, man.
I've been in this industry 12 years. I'ma tell y'all one little secret. There's some weird shit going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. Then leak videos, sell themselves to further push their agendas. To anyone.
Right, that's talking about Drake leaking the video of his big dick.
The embassy about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time.
The embassy is what Drake's house is called, right? I think that's one thing I do know. And so by saying it's about to get raided, it's only a matter of time, means that there's evidence there that shit's going on.
Dear baby girl.
So who is this about? Kendrick implies that Drake is hiding an abandoned daughter. Dude, no way he goes for the 2-for-1. This is heavily reminiscent of how Pusha T exposed Drake for hiding his son Adonis in his May 2018 diss track, The Story of Adidon. All right, so he's saying there is another kid. Is there another kid? Is this real? No way. It is a real second kid? We don't know. Unconfirmed. Okay. Got it. It is crazy to put it in if it's not confirmed.
or at your 11th birthday singing poems with you.
I mean, that's very specific, right? 11th birthday. Oh, true. It could be a double entendre because Millie Bobby Brown played 11 in Stranger Things. Crazy.
You need to know that love is eternity and trumps all pain. I tell you.
It's so funny, maybe unfair, to like take the high ground and be like, hey, it's all about love. The reason I'm not doing this shit, it's all about love. When the first verse is like, I want him to die. I'll kill him myself, but someone's got to kill this man. And be like, it's all love. Hey, it's all love though. Oh, and finally, a verse for Drake.
I try to empathize with you, cause I know that you ain't been through nothing. Craving title.
And that is at the core of everything people make fun of Drake for, right? Is the like, it's just not real. You were just born in Toronto and you were a child star. Like, I try to empathize, but you just lived a privileged life. Like, none of the things that we are all talking about, we being like the rest of the rappers, mean anything to you. I cannot empathize.
You lied about your son. You lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come. You lied.
Maybe even more kids?
About the
His whole thing is crazy.
Fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.
Whoo! Absolutely juicy. The fact that this came out minutes after Drake's response is crazy. I love the theming of it. I love his talking to his family. I love that it's talking to him. I love that it's saying this has nothing to do with rap. This has nothing to do with your music. This has to do with you as a person. You are a bad person. You are maybe a pedophile. You have abandoned your children. You are not doing what I believe men in the community need to do, which is teach the next generation and stuff like that. Jesus Christ. And there's maybe a second child, which is even crazier. Euphoria is hate, 616 is mercy, Graham's is pity, and Not Like Us is mockery. It kind of is. Although I feel like, in a way, this is almost mercy because it's like mercy for the family. You know what I mean? For the people around him. Go back to the end of the second verse. Kendrick isn't just saying Drake's a sex offender, that he's doing an Epstein and running an underground sex trafficking ring from his house. End of the second verse. I've been in the industry 12 years. I'm gonna tell y'all one little secret. It's got some weird shit going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. They be streamlining victims all inside their home and calling them tender, then leak videos of themselves to further push their agendas. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if they are using children as tender, like money, and they're streamlining it, then this is absolutely about sex trafficking. Kendrick essentially implies that Drake and other music industry elites are running sex trafficking rings in their homes, grooming victims with tender tactics. Are these not Pizzagate style conspiracies without any proof? Yeah, presumably, like a lot of this is like, there's no official proof. Unconfirmed. There's a preponderance of evidence about Drake's weird behavior with teenagers that adds some credibility for me. Yeah, we talked about the Millie Bobby Brown stuff. We talked about the model who was 16 when they met and he took to dinner when she turned 18. There's just like a lot of weird shit. We talked about the girl he brought on stage, right? Okay, wait, is this another back-to-back? Did he go Not Like Us? This was released less than 24 hours after his previous diss. The artwork is Drake's house known as the Embassy with 13 pins on it. These pins are sex offender symbols from the app Sex Offender Lookup. The second diss basically doubles down on every allegation Kendrick made in the last track. He doesn't hold back. Holy. What's crazy is they're not like going 1 for 1, 1 for 1. It feels like they're kind of going 2 for 2.
I'm finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton.
John Stockton, famous for being the league leader in assists. John Stockton, also famous for being a teammate to Karl Malone, who famous for 2 things. Really good basketball player, impregnating a 13-year-old girl. Yikes. 12-year-old girl. Sorry, 12-year-old girl. 12-year-old girl. Sorry. Hey, sorry. Huh? Yeah, that's true. Drake has a picture with him? Is it in here? Oh, we started from the bottom. Now we're here at Drake with Karl Malone. That's crazy, dude. Just 2 people at the top of their game. That's fucking crazy.
Say, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1.
Right, because the thing they say about prison is if you're like a child abuser, child molester, they really fuck you up, presumably here.
I'm certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. What?
Dude, that's so funny. It's just, yeah. It's like not much rhyme to it, but it's just, yeah, he just says it. He just says it, dude.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Yeah, that's classic. Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. A minor the chord, A minor like a child because he's trying to strike a child. He's a pedophile. Literally all of this, he's a pedophile. He's a pedophile. He's a pedophile.
Hey Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. Ain't that?
No. I feel like the last time he said this, he did. This could be true. Oh, shit.
Boo, most wanted. Ain't no love boy, you ball boy. Fetch Gatorade or something.
If you guys haven't seen Malibu's Most Wanted, I feel like some of you might be too young. It's a very funny movie about a white rapper. I think it's Jamie Kennedy, right? He does some very funny raps, and I think it's alluding to Drake being like a cringe white rapper.
How many stocks do I really have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
Now, this is my question. I've heard people discussing this line online. How many stocks do I really have in stock? He says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Does Kendrick have 10 beats for diss tracks? Does he have 10? Drake's done what, 4 at this point? There's 5 left after this?
He is 69 God.
I didn't even notice he is 69 God because he calls himself a 6 God because he's from Toronto. FAN doubles as an acronym for freaky ass N-word, while 69 is a sex position, which its numbers demonstrate its enactment. It's a jab at the self-proclaimed 6 God and a direct reference to his pedophilic rumors.
Little baby help you get your lingo up. What 21 get your false street cred? Thug makes you feel like you a slime in your head.
Sorry, what does a slime in your head mean? The following is a series of allusions to previous songs. Thug has long been associated with slime, from lyrical references to rumors of Thug leading the Young Slime Street Gang. That's a gang?
What 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to him.
2 Chainz say you good, but he lied is also so fucking funny to me. Because there's no double meaning. It's just like this guy says he fucks with you, he doesn't.
No, you're not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer.
You're not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer is also crazy. Lamar used the distinction between colleague and colonizer to indicate that Drake, who is half white, benefits from and appropriates black culture without fully understanding the experiences and struggles of being black. This is like all the culture he's stolen from other rappers to climb his way to the top. Yeah, it's like what all the other people gave to him. And not only like what he stole, but what he had to like either pay other people or whether in money or exposure, right? These people are only with you because they get more exposure, they get more money, but they don't actually fuck with you, like he says about 2 Chainz.
Hey, run for your life, freaky ass nigga.
Yeah, and he did try to shit on Atlanta already, saying like, Atlanta's for gay people. And he's like, yo, Atlanta's actually like at the epicenter. So many black people, so much black industry, and it's all been like because the original colonizers, the slave owners were like using them, just like Drake is doing now.
Say OV-ho. OV-ho. Say OV-ho. OV-ho.
Dude, the call and response is so fucking funny. OV-ho, bro. So there's only one song left. We have seen Kendrick go back to back with absolute fire. I mean, if Drake doesn't address this, the last time we heard from Drake, he said it's over. Hey, call it quits. You're waving the white flag. There's no way you can respond to this. And then we saw Kendrick say, oh yeah, this is really easy. Ladies and gentlemen, Drake has one chance. 5.5 minutes, pretty good. This is called The Heart Part 6. Hey, for someone who's outside of it, is there a Heart Part 1 through 5? Kendrick's songs are 1 through 5. Got it. That explains everything. The thumbnail's the best part. Dave Free. Is this real? Dave Free tweeted that, what, to Drake? After the song where he said that Dave Free is Kendrick's baby mama's father. I mean, this is 22 weeks ago.
All right.
No fucking way. You're a pedophile. You should die. Here's all the weird things you've done. No one likes you. Prove it? Got any evidence there, buddy? Hey, can you prove that one? That's a crazy intro, right? Ghostwriters took a break for this song. Oh, is this one not good? He sounds so defeated in this one. Oh, it's downhill from here. It's already bad and embarrassing. The I Didn't Touch Millie song. Oh, shit.
My Montreal connects stand up, not far down. The ones that you get in your stories from, they all clowns.
I don't know. Hey, maybe Montreal is hard, but saying that like a territory in Canada is like, oh yeah, my Montreal connects. They're real men. They stand up. We don't snitch on anyone. It's like, it's Canada. I don't know, man. I never been there, but it just doesn't feel like you're saying something.
We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it.
Oh, so he's actually saying that the daughter thing was fake? So Kendrick says, hey, you have another daughter. And he goes, just kidding, I made that up. That's kind of cool. If true, is it cope? Is it true? Is it not true? He's saying he told him that. I mean, if it is fake that he has a daughter and he leaked it to him, I think that's kind of cool. Where's the proof he made it up? That's what I'm wondering. I want to see proof. Hey, in my headcanon, it's way better if he does have another illegitimate child, right? I think that's great. LOL, haha, tricked you into thinking I'm even more of a deadbeat. Yeah. If he intentionally leaked something to intentionally bait, any sane person would keep receipts of that. Yeah, or screenshots or texts or literally anything that proves that he leaked it versus just saying it.
Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months. The distance is wild.
Damn. I mean, is that true? Who knows? He's doing the, deadbeat dad thing because Kendrick has come after him saying, like, this was your son that you were hiding from the world. You're not being, like, a real father to him. So Drake has responded with, like, hey, you beat your wife and you're actually not a good father. But I think for Drake, we know he wasn't a good father in, like, abandoning his son. We don't have the same kind of information on Kendrick.
Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child.
This is Dave leaving the heart emoji under pics of the child. Sorry, it's behind my face. This is what he's talking about. It's the cover art for the song.
Epstein angle was the shit I expected.
The Epstein angle was the shit I expected is also fucking crazy. If anyone expects an Epstein angle about you, you got to reevaluate your life, right? It's like that can't be the first thing people think about when they think about how to make fun of you.
My mom came over today and I was like, mother, that's that one record where you say you got molested. This is trauma from your own confessions.
What? So he's saying Kendrick was molested, and that's why he's obsessed with these claims of pedophilia. Yay. Drake references Mother I Sober by Kendrick Lamar, the 17-track of Lamar's 2022 Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where he delves into his sexual traumas. Family ties, they accuse my cousin. Did he touch you, Kendrick? Never lied, but no one believed me when I said he didn't. As that quote implies, it should be noted that Kendrick makes it explicitly clear in the song that he wasn't molested. Regardless, the double negative confused Drake, to be perfectly honest.
If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not...
Okay, that's crazy. I feel like famous people get away with doing this more than non-famous people. Famously. I think that there's so many rumors about famous people doing these things because they have the money or the social clout to get away with it, right? It's crazy. I can't be a pedo because I wasn't arrested. Yeah, it's like, what? it's just none of this really tracks, man. You're saying things that if we took them at face value would be like, yeah, he's not a pedophile. But when you look at his logic, there's nothing behind it.
Drake is not a name that you gonna see on no sex offender list. Easy does it.
Being so explicit about it, where he's like, I don't have sex with young people, and you're not going to see my name on the sex offender list, is so funny. It's not evidence. He's just saying, no, I am not a pedophile. No, not me, not I. No, I didn't do it. I did not do the thing.
Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never looked twice at no teenager.
It is so explicit. I do not like Millie Bobby Brown in that way. We are just friends. It's crazy. It's crazy.
If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music, then your music is going to a hypocrite.
Drake brings up the controversial stance Kendrick Lamar took in June 2018 after Spotify removed XXX Temptation, I don't know who that is, and R. Kelly songs from their playlists. Kendrick stood in defense of X and R. Kelly, and Kendrick even threatened to pull his own music from Spotify if their actions continued. Drake implies that Kendrick is a hypocrite for defending one pedophile, R. Kelly, and not defending him and domestic abuser X, but wants to fully call out and wish death upon an alleged pedophile, Drake.
Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer.
Again, he goes back to the allegations of beating Whitney. When I hit you back, when I text you back, when I call you back, it's going to be a lot safer than Kendrick hitting you back. The outro is pure yap. Let's get into it. I hate Drake's outros because he's just talking, but most of his verses are just talking. Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It's the same, right?
It was some good exercise, like... It's good to get out, get the pen working.
No shot. Oh yeah. Hey, this was fun. Hey, good job, old sport. This was a fun time. We can both stop now, right? Man, oh, wasn't it nice to get out there? Just get out there and have some fun. Doesn't feel like that's what's happening, man.
You know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate.
Damn, it is actually Omega Cope. Every single line is Cope. And then taking credit for it. I'm happy I can motivate you. I mean, it's not over. It doesn't matter. I mean, Drake, it does feel like, God, remember before when he was like, and I won, it's over. There's no more here. There's nothing else you can say, right? You're dead. And now it's like, hey, we had some fun. Let's all walk away from this. This feels like begging for it to end, right? It feels like a forfeit. I cannot imagine Kendrick accepts the forfeit. Am I misreading this? That this is a forfeit? The biggest white flag in the history of rap beef? I do think an outro where you're just talking and pretending that none of the things just happened is crazy. It's 100% a forfeit. Yeah, I think Kendrick's got to respond. Although I don't know etiquette here. Maybe there's like a thing. If he says that, you just end. Why would you want to bait someone into calling you a deadbeat and pedo? I mean, if you're not, I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't understand what he was going for. I do think there is something, there's a grain in there about like leaking something that is fake and then them calling it out and being like, dude, that was all fake. The problem is he used things that people already believe Drake is. You know what I mean? It should have been something completely new, right? You want him to leak like Drake has a tiny dick. Everyone is saying it. And the women have been paid hush money. And then he whips out the snake again, for the first time. That would be like, okay, maybe there's something here. None of these things you said were real. But the problem is everyone believes that Drake rightly believes that he would abandon a child. And so like why the fake doesn't make any sense. Ladies and gentlemen, this is insane. This is something that, as we mentioned, started a long time ago with the Control verse, with Kendrick just saying that like, hey, these people can't stand to me. And Drake apparently having that get under his skin for years and years until the actual beef started. Looking at all the songs, there's no doubt in my mind that Kendrick won. I don't know. Are there any real Drake supporters in this chat? Like, are there any people that think musically, lyrically, that Drake actually won the beef? Yeah, I think there's no world. All of Kendrick's disses were way better. He used different musical styles. He used a lot of styles that were reminiscent of Drake in spoken word to try and like get back at him. He talks about things that were more important. He did things that I found more lyrically interesting, like talking to his family members. I think his album art was better. Besides maybe the Day Free album art, which I think is kind of fire from Drake. And while Drake had like one or two things in there that I was like, damn, this is good, it felt like all he had was we leaked the information and he beat Whitney. And the thing about it is Kendrick just never brought it up. Kendrick was on an all-out offensive. He did not worry about it because it seemed like none of Drake's punches really hit. They didn't cause any damage and no one really cared. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to give this one to Kendrick Lamar. And what was my favorite? I actually really liked Euphoria. Is it crazy to say that Euphoria was my favorite at the beginning? Not crazy? Yeah, I think Euphoria was my favorite of all of them. It's crazy because it's the start, but even though that was my favorite, I didn't feel like we went downhill. I feel like we just like, other people could have other songs as their favorite. He hit so many different areas. Not Like Us is the most viewed of them all, I think. That makes sense. Yeah, let's see. Euphoria has 15 million views. Meet the Grahams has 16. Not Like Us has 19. Yeah, Not Like Us is getting replayed. And honestly, if I listen to him again, maybe I'd change my mind. But I have to say, the Stanz community, I'll speak for you here. We stand for K-Dot. That's how it goes.